Hi everyone! In this video we will factor a trinomial with the greatest common factor. Factor 3x cubed plus 138x squared plus 615x. The first thing we want to do is factor out the largest thing we can from all three terms. And because they all have an x in common, I know that the greatest common factor will have an x with it. Greatest common factor. So I know it will have the variable x. Now the largest number in the first term is 3, so I'm going to see if I can take a 3 out of all of these numbers, because if I can't, then I have to leave the 3 in the front. Using my calculator, 138 divided by 3 is 46, and 615 divided by 3 is 205, which means that it evenly goes into all three terms, so the greatest common factor is 3x. So I'm going to factor 3x out of every single term. The first term, 3 divided by 3 is 1. X cubed divided by x leaves me x squared. 138 divided by 3 was 46. And x squared divided by x leaves me 1x. 615 divided by 3 is 205. And x divided by x cancels, so this is what I'm left with. Now I have a trinomial of x squared plus 46x plus 205, and we're going to look for how to factor this down into two binomials. We will take C, the last factor, or the last term, 205, and find all of the factors there. 1 and 205 are the first one. It ends in a 5, so I know it'll be divisible by 5, but it's not even, so 2 won't go in. It's also not evenly divisible by 3, nor is it divisible by 4. So we'll divide it by 5. Using my calculator, I get 41, and 41 is prime. So I'm going to have to stop there because I can't go any further. I ended up with 5 and 41, which are two primes. So we're finished, and let's go look at our signs now. We have a positive, which tells us that the signs of our factors will be the same. And we look at the first one, which is also positive, and that tells us that that the same will be positive. So we'll fill in all of our factors with positive, and we will add them together because they're all positive to see which ones will give us the term of positive 46. Our first two, 1 and 205, give us a total of 206, which is not what we're looking for. 5 plus 41 is 46, and that is the number we're looking for because our middle term is 46. Now we can replace that middle term with our two factors we found. So we have x squared plus 5x plus 41x plus 205. And don't forget we still have a 3x on the outside. Now we're going to factor the polynomial by grouping it here and group these two. And we'll look at the first two. The greatest common factor is x. And we're left with, on the inside, x squared divided by x is x, and positive 5x divided by x is positive 5. And the next two, the largest common factor here is positive 41. So we'll pull 41 out of both of those. 41x divided by 41 is x. 205 divided by 41 is positive 5. And now we will go ahead and factor these two terms. They have a common factor of x plus 5. So if we divide it out of the first term, we're left with x. And divide it out of the second term, we're left with positive 41. And don't forget, we still had a 3x at the beginning. And now we have correctly factored our trinomial with the greatest common factor all the way down to the greatest common factor and the two binomials. And if we wanted to check this, we would go ahead and FOIL and then distribute the 3x into all of the terms. If you wanted to check that, that's a great idea. We won't take the time in this video to do that though. So we're all done.